are rolling.
Okay,
And
great.
Action.
So what was the question you asked me just then?
Okay, so my question, Prabal, was with a night in New York, like to do something cultural, would you go to the ballet? Would you go to the opera? Would you go to Broadway? Would you go to a sports outing? That answered it.
Yeah. So my choice would be either a great Broadway show like the Hamilton or Book of Mormon or something like that, or the ballet. Opera is like, it depends on what it is, and not it's. I've just been to two, and in one I've
Where?
it's at the Lincoln Center. Yeah, and then what about you?
I like to go to, so my favorite thing I did must have been last spring, was go to the Philharmonic at Carnegie Hall, which was so amazing.
Was it a date night?
I think it was like
Friends.
an opening gala, or it was a
wow.
big fundraiser for Carnegie Hall, and it was an amazing performance. I love classical music.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe because I love ballet, and
That's true.
I grew up doing ballet.
Yeah, I remember. And
so I always was trained, like, all throughout my adolescence, to learn how to move to music, but specifically like classical piano. So I love classical piano.
You know what? Have you ever done Shakespeare in the Park?
No, I've never done it.
It is okay. So my favorite moment is one summer I went there, and it was Meryl Streep, Kevin Kline reading Romeo and Juliet.
The two of them.
Yeah, so she was reading Juliet.
Wait,
and
Calvin Klein or
no, Kevin Kline. It could be Calvin
That'd
Klein.
Be even more
better.
New York,
Yeah,
even better. Meryl Streep and Calvin Klein.
Yeah, exactly.
Reading Romeo and Juliet. Then they would ask you next to do.
Exactly. I would die. It was one of the most magical, and I was in tears because just to see her perform live like that, it's like a classic piece like that. That was amazing.
I am a definite Meryl Streep fan.
I know, me too.
Amazing.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about it, texted and everything.
Yes.
Like my thing about you, besides loving you, like you being this, like a major supermodel and all that stuff, that all is there. That's obvious, but can you tell me, like, how did you start coding? I'm sure you said it before, like, but I don't know. Like, how did you get into it?
Yeah. So it's a very valid question because I started my career as a model.
Yeah.
And how to go from modeling to computer science really makes no sense. So you're fair. I appreciate you asking me.
Yeah, no, but except if people know you, it makes sense because you're a smart girl.
I'm a nerd. But people who actually know me know I'm a total nerd. So it's not that far off base.
Yeah.
But I basically 2 years ago I wanted to learn like what coding was. I just wanted to take a single class, and I had August off because in August, at least, you're busy making the collection for September,
Yes.
but us models we have a month off because that's just the industry shuts down. So I was like, okay, I want to do something productive. I'm not full-time in school. This was before I started at NYU, and I wanted to learn something new. And I like challenges. I wanted to learn something really hard. And the one thing that I kept hearing about from all these tech entrepreneurs and all of these businesses that were really disrupting industries were built with code, were apps or websites or software, and I was like, what is code, and why is it important to know? Like, how do people learn it, and what do you actually do with it? And these people who know how to code are building businesses that are billion-dollar enterprises in short periods of time. And I was really fascinated even just by how it all worked. So I started taking a class 2 years ago. I did a week-long course with a teacher, just one-on-one. And it was this really complex thing that all of a sudden became very
simple,
understandable.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because to me, like, a person who doesn't know, like, it seems like such a complicated thing.
Well, you speak multiple languages.
Yes, I do.
So it's like learning another language, really. It's like using like logic and math in some ways, but like understanding the function of certain words, and then using like certain words to make a sentence, like a line of code.
Got it.
And then a line of code performs operations, and then a whole, and then 10 lines of code can be a program.
Okay.
So it's really a matter of like a language, like a logic-based language.
How has it? I mean, like, how has it? Have you seen any change besides the obvious? Like learning the thing. How has it changed and affected your life or you as a person?
I mean, it's been really, for me as a person, it's been really eye-opening to learn something that I didn't think I would be able to learn. And also to, bigger than that, has been like tapping into thousands of other girls who also are really like aware of how powerful this skill set can be and how much they want to learn it as well. So for me, like I'm just a curious person, and I like understanding how things work, and I basically have shared this like I wanted to share this learning with as many girls as possible.
Yeah, which is
because the opportunities with what you can do with it are countless. I mean, and really powerful. You can build, I mean, forget getting a job, you can create your own company, you can build something, you can work at any company you want to with these skills, more or less. It's really powerful, and it's a creative industry too, or it's a creative skill.
No, definitely. I mean, like, and the thing, what I wanted to ask is, how did you come up with this idea? Which I think I have to tell you, like, and I follow you on social media, we text and everything, and you're coding with all the girls. That is, like, as I said, you've done incredible, marvelous stuff for fashion and in fashion, and you continue to do so. I have zero doubts about that. You're a bona fide supermodel. But like, for me, what is really the depth of who you are is what is really impressive. And so when I see that, it makes me really happy. Like, how did you realize, A, you had the platform to do something like that, and B, why?
I mean, it's something that we all have the opportunity to use our voice, to use our platform in meaningful ways. I mean, you do it all the time. I feel like since I first met you, down, everything from when you were on stage accepting your award for the CFDAs, and then also just in daily life, the way that you live your life, the conversations that we've had, you really care about your community, about your family, about where you come from, and you're very grateful for things that have happened in the same way I am. And I feel like we almost feel this responsibility, not in a burdenful way, but in a way that we feel like I feel grateful, and very much like the way that things have happened for me. I feel like it empowered. I don't know. It motivates me to want to use my voice and my platform for things that are bigger than me and my career.
I think, if I may, like, and I think, like, for me, and which I think is similar to you, is like, I think there's a clear sense of self, right? There's a clear sense of what we want to achieve, and clear sense of gratitude and aspiration that combines together. And I feel like it's very much the idea of being present, which I feel like you are. Like, you've always been that. You walk in there and you make it a point to acknowledge everyone. And that is like, a quality that you don't see often in today's world when we are so distracted.
I do worry about that. I think we are very distracted. Like, you have to make conscious efforts to not always be, on your device. Because I do think that, like, real friendship, real human connection, and being present is more important than ever. And harder than ever.
No, absolutely. And I'm just telling you, like, and for me, it's no surprises. All this great stuff's happening to you is zero. As it doesn't come out like, oh, really? It doesn't. It is.
Like, oh, really?
And
that
I'm like,
girl,
that
Karlie's
girl,
still around? Can she go away?
No, for me, it's like, no, for me personally, it's like, we need more of you. No, really, because it's just. I keep on saying that for me, what inspires me is like the style, beauty with substance, and you embody that, and and it's really, and the world is better because of you.
Well, back at you.
Thank you very much, love.
Really, I feel that's why we need to combine forces.
I think so. I think so too. I mean, I'm serious about it.
I like it.
Okay, so are we here? Yes. So it's a CFDA fashion
We're
award.
a little fashionably late, but that's
Are we?
okay.
How late are we?
You know what?
No, we're not.